Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and today, this is going to be the episode that you're going to want to play in the car with your spouse. This is going to be the one that you just kind of conveniently want to have on in the background so that your significant other, your loved one, your spouse, whoever it is, can overhear this, because this is the episode when I'm going to go over Christmas gift suggestions for cigar lovers for 2024. And I'm doing it a little bit different this time. I'm going to break it up into different subsections. You know, we've got novices, we've got experienced smokers, we've got both. You know, so we've got some categories here and all that. But first, let's get to the cigar. So today I will be smoking let me get it out of the cellophane here, you know, just for everybody to enjoy. There we go. Okay. Throwback. I will be smoking the Rocky Patel Dark Star in the Robusto size. It is a 5.5 by 50 Robusto, featuring a Honduran Corojo wrapper, Honduran binder, and Honduran and Paraguayan fillers. Paraguay. Something new, something different, something unique with this cigar. And so I'm going to be smoking the Rocky Patel Dark Star. Now, this cigar, you can get it at 2guyscigars.com. That's the number 2, guyscigars.com. They've been around for 40 years. And if you haven't heard of them, you know, I don't know where you've been. You've been living under a rock. So you know, they are the trusted name in the cigar industry. You're going to want to head over to 2guyscigars.com because, you know, you're going to want to give them a try if you haven't already. If you have given them a try, you know they're great. And if you haven't given them a try, well, I don't know what you're waiting for. Head on over there. Give them a try. They've got everything you could possibly want. Family owned and operated. 2guyscigars.com does the very best to provide a great selection, fair prices, and excellent customer service. So please go to 2guyscigars.com for your next cigar purchase. Tell them that the Cigar Pulpit sent you. And remember, that's the number 2, guyscigars.com. And with that, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar. I'm flying by the seat of my pants. It's cold. It's cold in the garage. I won't lie. And that's going to come into play a little bit later on in the show. I themed one bit of this show based entirely upon the really cold weather that we've been dealing with here in the St. Louis area since about Thanksgiving, I would say. I'd say since Thursday. It's been rather chilly. Anyway, giving the Rocky Patel a cold draw there, and that was unpleasant. Not the cigar. I had a little bit of loose tobacco from the cut that, it got in my mouth. But anyway, the cigar has a little bit of sweetness to it on the cold draw. So I'm gonna fire this guy up and get it going because I'm ready to smoke it, and I'm done talking about the cold draw with the nastiness in my mouth there. That was. You ever get that? You get the little schmuckus in your mouth when you're doing that, and it's just, it's unpleasant. Oh, anyway. Oh, yeah. As I'm lighting, I'm supposed to be doing this. I forgot. People don't like the sucking noise.
Some say cigars are all the same. It's just not true. It's you I have to blame.
Well, I don't know, 'cause what I know, there is a cigar called Aladino. Corojo. Aladino Corojo.
Aladino Corojo. They say authentic, so we're not confused, while the others say it's a word that's just abused.
I guess that's so. They can't compete. At least I'm sure Aladino can't be beat.
Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Cigars uses authentic Corojo tobacco from JRE Tobacco. This is the greatest commercial you ever heard. Yeah.
All right, well, I swear to God, my brain is not firing on all cylinders today. It's we're back to the grind. We're back to the work week, and after a long holiday weekend, and it's just one of those things. It's hard to get reacclimated to everything here, and and it's snowing out today. I have things I need to go out and do in the world, and it's snowing here. And it's just a pain in the ass. I'm not a winter weather guy. I'm just not. I'm not big into the heat. I don't really like it when it's like balls hot out either. But man, I don't like the winter. There's got to be some place that I can live where it's just consistently about 70 to 75 degrees every day, and other than San Diego. Anyway, whatever. Okay, guys, so let's get into the topic at hand here. So now that we have heard the greatest commercial you've ever heard, it's time to talk about Christmas gifts for cigar lovers, because it's the beginning of the month. There's still time for your loved ones to go out and go shopping, people to find things for you that you care about. And again, This is the episode that you want to have on in the background when you're driving to go get that Christmas tree or something like that. That way, your loved ones hear it and they're like, what the hell are you listening to? But anyway, hopefully there's some little bit of subliminal messaging that comes across, and they hear this and they pick up on it. So the first category that I want to discuss is the novice cigar smoker. So if you're a brand new cigar smoker, then realistically, any gift is probably going to be welcome and warranted. However, there is some that are going to be better than others. I would assume that if you are a novice cigar smoker, brand new to the game, you at least have a basic lighter and a basic cutter. Be that the little plastic, $4 jobby. A Craftsman's Bench, I believe, is the brand, and then that I see around here anyway. And then I'll say this for both the novice and the experienced smoker: the Vertigo Cyclone lighter is for the money, the best damn lighter you can get. So that's for everybody. So if you don't have a whole bunch of those, that right there is a good gift for any cigar smoker right off the bat. But but maybe you just have the basic tools. Maybe you just have the simplistic basic tools. So maybe a tool upgrade is a good gift for you as a novice cigar smoker. And so I'm not one to recommend going big on a lighter. I'm not one to say, oh my God, you need that multi-$100 DuPont thing with the ping, and everything else. I'm not a fan. It's not that they're not great lighters. I'm sure they're wonderful lighters. And it's not that there's not good lighters out there. But again, what I want to reiterate is if you're looking for lighters, the Vertigo Cyclone, and I'm not getting paid by Vertigo, although I freaking should be. Vertigo, you should sponsor the light. But anyway, the Vertigo Cyclone with the patented big ass tank and everything else. I mean, this is for the price on this guy. It's a workhorse, and you have them all over the place. I think at one point I counted that I owned like 7 or 8 of the damn things, and they're just everywhere. They're all over. I've got one in my car. I've got one here. I've got one there. I mean, they're all over, and they're wonderful. So lighter wise, I don't feel like you need an upgrade. But cutters. Let's talk cutters. So like I said, probably the majority of new smokers have a very basic, guillotine cutter. Little plastic, guillotine cutter. Maybe it was a free giveaway cutter that a cigar rep gave away in the store. Maybe it was one that the retailer had just on the counter and recommended with the first purchase, something like that. And, it'll do you fine. It's not a bad cutter, but, invest in something nice. Invest in something good. Or, for Christmas, get something good. And so, my recommendation on that front, the cutter that I use on the daily, on the regular, and I love it. It's got two separate features, and that's the Colibri SV cutter. Now, what's nice about this cutter is on the one side you have the V cut, deep V, Colibri deep V, and on the back side you have the straight cut, the guillotine straight cut. You have a little button here for easy release. You just pull down on that button and it snaps open. Oh, look, the schmuckus from my cigar, my Dark Star, is still in there. And that's the other nice thing. It contains the schmuckus inside of the lighter. So if you're driving and you clip the cigar, you don't have to worry about that stuff going everywhere. It stays within the thing. And then when you're after you cut it, you just open up the lighter or the cutter, and the schmuckus comes out. And that way, you can clear the chamber. But it's a nice, good cutter. It's very well made. It's very sturdy, and by God, I highly recommend it. It stays sharp, and it's just a damn fine cutter. And what's nice, again, you have two options between the SV or the S and the V cut and the straight cut on the back. You have two options in one piece. It is a little heavy, so putting it in the pocket, it's maybe a little heavy, but it's a nice, good, solid piece, and I highly recommend it. So, get yourself maybe a nice cutter. The other thing that a lot of novice cigar smokers don't have early on are humidors. Now, you always end up buying one that turns out to be too small for what you need. My first humidor is actually currently in use. And it was a, wooden desktop, with the glass on the top, one that I bought on Amazon. And, it's all right. It does the job. It's not probably the best, but it does the job. And, but the problem with it is capacity. Believe it or not, I can fit, what do I have in there now? I have some Charter Oaks and I have some McAuliffe Blacks in there right now. I probably could fit, if I really wanted to, 60, it'd be tight. It would be tight. 60 to 75 cigars in there. That would probably be on the tighter side, but I could probably do it. I feel like for a novice cigar smoker, that's probably good. But what you find very quickly when smoking cigars is inevitably you run out of space very, very quick. So if you're going to get a humidor, maybe consider a nice travel humidor to start with. And then kind of determining your smoking habits. If you're smoking one time a week, then maybe a nice little desktop humidor that can fit, 20 to 50 cigars is your ideal range. If you're a heavy user, as I evolved into and turned into, you're gonna need something a little bit more. But I think for the novice, for a novice smoker, I think a nice little desktop humidor would do the trick, or, like I said, a travel humidor. By the way, I should say from the start that if you're giving a gift to the cigar smoker in your life, you should probably go into the cigar shop and consult with your local tobacconist right off the start. They're going to know what they have in stock. They're going to know their inventory, and they're going to have suggestions and everything for you as well. I'm just giving you kind of my thoughts as to what I think you should be kind of steering towards, because I don't know what these tobacconists are going to. A good tobacconist is going to steer you to a good product. A bad tobacconist is going to tell you, oh yeah, they're going to like this, and it's going to be some garbage that's been sitting in their store forever, and they're just trying to unload at Christmas time. Don't fall for that. But anyway, I would say a nice humidor, would be a good gift. And like I said, that could either be a desktop version or a travel humidor. A travel humidor might be a nice gift to start off with for the novice cigar smoker, because they can take it with them as they go. They can keep it pretty much anywhere, and they're usually pretty simple. I mean, like, mine just has 2 little latches, and I throw a Boveda pack in it, and it's fine. It's set. No big deal. The other thing that I would recommend for a novice cigar smoker for Christmas, so we have a nice cutter, and we have a humidor. But the other thing that I think would be really good for a novice cigar smoker is if you go over to twoguyscigars.com, they have the cigar school pack, and with that you get a basic lighter, you get a basic cutter, you get a couple of cigars. You get it like a flavor wheel, so you can learn about the different, flavor notes of the cigar. And you get the link to the pre-recorded cigar school that Mr. Dave and Mr. Jonathan did, where they educate you all about everything. I mean, how to light a cigar, how to cut a cigar, how to draw on the cigar, how to just everything about smoking a cigar. You'll learn all about the different, like I said, the flavor notes. You'll learn all about just everything. You'll learn all about cigars from this. And I think it's a good 101 course for the novice cigar smoker. And realistically, I don't have it in the combined both section. That comes up in a little bit. But maybe it wouldn't hurt for the experienced cigar smoker to go through it as well, because, you never know. You might learn something new, or you might learn you've been doing something wrong or whatever. So the cigar school may be a good gift idea for the cigar smoker in your life, despite how long they've been smoking cigars. So anyway, for the novice cigar smoker, we once again, to recap, we have a nice cutter. I recommend the Colibri SV. It's going to run you about $90, but it's well worth it. You get a lot of use out of it. I mean, this one I have had for over 2 years, and it still just works like a champ, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. The only thing that I would say is the black on the top and the bottom kind of rubs away a little while. It gets a little bit weathered, but that's okay, because it's yours. It's like, it's kind of one of those things that when you get a tool, it's pristine, but after a while it gets a little dinged up, but that's okay, because it's your tool. Anyway, so a nice cutter. I recommend the Colibri SV, a humidor, desktop, 20 to 50 count, or probably about 50 count. I think that would be safe for somebody right off the bat. And then a travel humidor. And then the cigar school pack from twoguyscigars.com. Those would be really, really good gift suggestions for the novice cigar smoker. Now, if you're getting something for a more experienced, a more seasoned cigar smoker, that takes a little bit more work, because, for the guys that's been around for a little while and has been doing it for a little while, they've collected up their fair of cigarbage, from various in-store events and things of that nature. They don't need, the shit ton of cutters and this and that and whatever. So for somebody more experienced, you got to get a little bit more creative. Now, there is, it all depends. I don't know, based upon the smoker, if they have an indoor smoking area. If they have an indoor smoking area, then, one thing that could be really cool to have would be a tabletop lighter. Something other than just their little, pocket lighter. And so, come on. I'm literally Googling as I'm talking here. But a tabletop lighter would be a really cool addition to their little smoking area. And so one of the tabletop lighters that I really like, there's a couple, but the one that immediately comes to mind is one that I'm Googling and that is taking forever to work. And I don't know why it's taking so long for this stupid search to go through, because it's killing my show timing here. Anyway. All right. Well, anyway, we have, oh, for God's sakes, now I gotta freaking figure out which one it is. This way. Yeah, I should have had this lighter picked out for you already. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So, for $50, you can go over to twoguyscigars.com, and they have the Lotus Winston lighter. Now, you can look it up there as steampunk, and it's a really cool little tabletop lighter. And if I can bring it up, here we go. Is there a description? Is there no description? I was really hoping there'd be a description. Looks like 4 jets, and killing me here. Their website must be getting bombarded with Cyber Monday bullshit. Anyway, yes, so it's the Lotus Winston, or you could go with call it the steampunk. If you search for steampunk on twoguyscigars.com, you'll find it that way too. But it's a really cool tabletop lighter. It's really, really nice, hefty, and it would be a nice showpiece to have in your cigar smoker's man cave or smoking room or smoking shed or garage or wherever it is they spend their time smoking. So that would be one recommendation is a nice tabletop lighter. Another one that you could do, and it's a simpler one. It's one that you would need the help of your local tobacconist for, and that would be get them a box of their favorite cigars. Your local tobacconist, if they're worth their salt, they would know, what your loved one buys. Maybe pay attention to the bands when you're watching. If you're scoping out the garbage in your loved one's cigar room or area or something like that, figure out. And if they're anything like me, they've got these cigar bands end up all over the freaking place. You don't even realize that they're everywhere until you start doing stuff, and you're like, damn, there's bands everywhere. So, yeah, just pay attention to what it is they smoke on the regular, and you'll find out. You can get and then you can get a box of cigars that they'll like. Like I said, that just adds to the collection. I mean, it's a simpler gift, but the fact that you did put in the time and effort to figure out what it is they smoke and what it is they like, I mean, that's going to be much appreciated. Another way you can go would be a personalized cigar gift. And what I mean by that is you can get engraved lighters. You can get engraved ashtrays, things of that nature. You can get products that are personalized to them. I have a couple of Zippos that are special to me, because of various engravings and things of that nature on them. I have it's that kind of thing. You can get that stuff, and if you can, you're gonna have to get on it kind of early, now, but you theoretically can get that stuff and present a very nice personalized cigar gift to your loved one. The other idea and it's a much bigger, gift. It's a much bigger idea for your loved one is give them, people are all about giving experiences versus giving gifts. Everybody has stuff. I have too much stuff. I've been purging through my stuff over the course of this year with my move and everything like that. And so, the idea of giving experiences is definitely a novel and nice one. Although cold hard cash goes a long way with me. I keep looking for that bag of about $50,000 in unmarked bills just sitting, that paper bag sitting on the side of the road, and I haven't quite found it yet. It would go a long way towards helping me out with a lot of different things, but that's a whole different story. Anyway, if you're looking for a cigar experience for your loved one, maybe you want a little getaway, consider a trip to Tampa. And consider a trip specifically to Ybor City and take a tour of the El Reloj factory, the J.C. Newman factory in Tampa there. It's a wonderful cigar experience for realistically both a novice and experienced cigar smoker. You learn a ton about the company. You learn a ton about the cigar making process, the history of not just J.C. Newman, but also the Ybor City, Tampa area. It's a really great experience and one that every cigar smoker should do. So I would say that if you're looking for a really, really good gift and you're not really wanting to spend money on stuff, but maybe you're wanting an experience, maybe you're wanting to figure out a trip that you and your loved one can go on, go to Tampa, go to El Reloj. I think that would be a fantastic, wonderful gift. So, to recap for the experienced cigar smoker, we have a very nice tabletop lighter. Again, the Lotus Winston, or if you go to twoguyscigars.com and you don't, can't remember Winston, even though it's like Winston Churchill, look for Steampunk and you'll find it. Really nice tabletop lighter, goes a long way. I would say a box of their favorite cigars. Again, you're going to want to consult with their local tobacconist to figure out exactly what it is they smoke, or look at the bands that they're throwing away in their cigar smoking area and determine, hey, there's an awful lot of these Perdomo bands. I ought to look at a box of Perdomo or whatever it happens to be. And then you could go with a personalized cigar gift, like a personalized engraved lighter or ashtray. But then finally, a trip to Tampa to visit El Reloj. I think that would be a wonderful cigar gift and experience for your cigar lover in your life. Now, by the way, this Rocky Patel, it's despite the fact that I am talking a lot, this Rocky Patel Dark Star, it's smoking very, very well. Getting a little bit of nuttiness off of it, and it's smoking really, really well. I'm digging it. Rocky, I've said it on the show before. A lot of Rocky's products, they don't really bowl me over. They don't strike me as like, oh my God, this is great. But I'm pretty sure, I'd have to go back and look in my notes, but I'm pretty sure this is one of the ones that maybe my group in the Stars review group for the Cigar Authority did. And as I recall, I thought I liked it. I'll have to go back and double check. But it's so far, it's been smoking really, really well. So anyway, now finally we're in the category for both. So these are gifts that would apply to both the experienced and the novice cigar smoker. And so the first thing on my list of suggestions is obviously with owning a newspaper and everything else, I'm a big proponent of print media. And so, I love getting magazines in the mail. I've got a couple of subscriptions to a couple of different magazines. And, I love getting magazines in the mail. It's a nice little treat. Gives me some bathroom reading material, gives me something to throw on the coffee table, things of that nature. I like magazines. One of the magazines that I highly recommend, it's always got great articles in it. It's got great reviews. It's got all kinds of really, really good cigar information. Is Cigar Journal. Comes out 4 times a year, and I would highly recommend a nice, affordable subscription to Cigar Journal. You can go over to I think it's cigarjournal.com. Whatever, just Google Cigar Journal. You'll find it. Get a print subscription. Like I said, it's 4 magazines a year. It's a good gift for the cigar lover in your life, be it a novice or an experienced smoker. They're going to get some bit of information or a lot of information out of that magazine, either which way. So I would highly recommend a subscription to Cigar Journal. The next thing up, it's a little bit more different, but it's the cigar pack put out by CRA. I don't know what the availability is at this moment. I do know that I saw it at a couple of different lounges and shops near me just this past weekend, so I know that the CRA packs are out there. I don't know if they've been sitting there for months and my shops just haven't sold them, or if they actually are readily available all over the place. But consider a CRA pack for your loved one. CRA packs that come out every year, they are, I think it's like 10 cigars. I think it's about 10 cigars. They usually run anywhere, depending upon where you're buying it and depending upon what the retailer has done with it, anywhere between $175 to $225. But the cigars in the packs are usually, well, they aren't usually, they are. They're limited edition cigars that you only get in that pack. Sometimes it might be a size that you only get in that pack. Sometimes it might be a whole blend that only comes in that pack. It's cigars by, I think, like 10 different manufacturers. I think it's 10. 10 different manufacturers. And you get some really, really... This is like buying a pack of all celebratory cigars. Every cigar in that pack is going to be a stellar standout cigar. And the beauty of this pack is the money that you spend for it goes towards the efforts of the Cigar Rights of America. And the CRA, they do a lot of work and effort to fight the encroaching laws on cigar rights, be it smoking bans or generational bans like what's going on in Massachusetts right now, or all kinds of stuff. So you're helping not only fight poor legislation, but you're also getting some really, really great cigars in the process. So consider a CRA pack for your loved one. I think it even comes with a free subscription or free membership to the CRA in the pack. I don't know off the top of my head. So it used to. I don't know if it still does. But that would be a really good gift, because if nothing else, both the experienced and novice cigar smoker are getting some really, really phenomenal cigars to smoke and enjoy. So, again, another suggestion there is the CRA pack. Another gift pack. Look, a lot of companies are doing gift packs, and they do them at Christmas time. And typically, these gift packs, it's here's 4 or 5 cigars and a lighter and a cutter with our name and logo on it and all that kind of thing. And then, you know what? Hey, that's what it is. We've all gotten one, and it's all like, oh, cool, whatever. But it's stuff that's readily available all the time. And so it takes a little bit for a gift pack to kind of catch my attention and to be cool. And one that I do want to highlight, aside from the CRA pack, is the Aladino gift set that they've just come out with. It's a 10-count set, so you're getting 10 cigars in it. I think it's like $100, so you're paying about $10 a stick. But it is the 5 cigars in their core line. So I believe it's the Corojo, the Connecticut, the Maduro. I think it's the Classic and maybe the Vintage. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But it's 5 different blends in their core line, and but they're putting them out as box pressed versions. And so, one unique thing is the only cigar out of their core line that we've had as a box press is I believe has the Maduro's been box pressed, I think. But anyway, the bottom line is you're getting box press versions of these Aladino cigars, and this is a new way to present these cigars. You've never had a Connecticut box pressed Aladino cigar, and so this not only is a good way to introduce both the novice and experienced cigar smoker to Aladino, but it's a good way to do it with their whole line. Or their whole core line, and it's a box press version, so it's not the one that's readily available. But if they like the box press, they're gonna like the round. So it's a good way to introduce them to some really good cigars and give them something unique, something that they can't normally get on a normal basis. So I would recommend that Aladino box set as well. Finally, the last thing that I have under the both category for suggestions is. If you plan it out ahead of time, and by the time this comes out, you're already going to be about 3 days behind. But a lot of companies, well, not a lot, but a few companies have put out cigar advent calendars. And if your local shop is anything like my local shop, they've gotten in the cigar advent calendars, and they have sat there and they have not sold. And part of the reason for that is, in my opinion, part of the reason for that is that it's just one company. It's just one brand. Like if I were to get a cigar advent calendar, part of the fun of having that would be not knowing what I'm going to get in day 2, in day 3, in day 4, in day 5. It's the mystery is there, the uniqueness is there, and it's not there when it's an Oliva advent calendar and every single day you open is just a different blend or size of Oliva cigar. I have to really, really like Oliva cigars or whatever brand it happens to be. That's putting out this calendar to enjoy it. And so this is something that I think you could do for your cigar smoking loved one. But it's going to take some effort. It's going to take a little bit of research. It's going to take a little bit of time. And it's going to take some creativity. You're going to, what I would suggest and is figuring out, okay, you've got 24 days. You got 24 days between the 1st and the 20th, right? How many days? I should know how many days are on the advent calendar. I think it's 24, 25. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, the bottom line is it gets you up through Christmas. I think it's 24, 25. Go out and buy 24, 25 different cigars from different manufacturers. Make it completely different and random. Make it the ultimate variety thing. This is something that a retailer could potentially do, but it's not something a company can do. Because again, I don't want 25 cigars from one brand. I want 25 completely different cigars. Maybe on this day you get a Padron, on this day you get a Perdomo, on this day you get a Southern Draw, on this day you get a Plasencia, and on this day you get an Aladino. On this day you get a Villiger, and on this day you get a Davidoff. I don't know, whatever it happens to be. The bottom line is mix it up. Make it completely different. Don't make it the same brand. And like I said, I think this is something that a retailer can do because they have access to all this and they can kind of assemble it themselves. But it's not something that a brand can necessarily do because they have to stick within their own cigars. Now, this is something, though, that a loved one can do. And I know that because I believe it was it last year or 2 years ago, I helped Pinky's husband do this for her. He basically said, here's your budget, go out and get the cigars. And so I went out and I assembled, I think he did a smaller version. I think he did only 15. So it wasn't a full 24, 25 count advent calendar. But the bottom line is we did We did 15 cigars, and they were completely different. And I purposely went and found completely different cigars. All good ones, but completely different. And then that way, every day that a new cigar was given to Pinky, it was a completely different new smoking experience. And I am all about variety when it comes to smoking. I am not the kind of guy that's going to be like, oh, I only smoke this one brand. I have brands that I like, brands that I celebrate their catalog, brands that I will reach for before I reach for other things. But I like trying different things. I like experiencing different cigars, because much like with snacks, you never know when a cigar is going to be your new favorite cigar. That's why anytime I'm in the grocery store and I see a snack product labeled new or new flavor, I always pick it up, because that could be my new favorite snack. I don't know. Typically it's not, but I try it anyway. But with cigars, it's the same deal. It's like, if I see something and I haven't tried it before, then, I consider it. And it could be my new favorite cigar. I just don't know. So with this, it gives your cigar smoker a lot of variety, a lot of something to try. And it also shows that you put some thought and time and effort into it. If you're going out and you're collecting up, a variety of different cigars, and you keep their smoking habit in mind. I mean, and that's the thing. You kind of got to pay attention a little bit leading up to it. See what cigars they're smoking. And then when you go into the cigar shop, talk to the tobacconist and say, my loved one currently smokes XYZ. And I need to find 15 to 25, depending on how many days you want to do this advent calendar, 15 to 25 cigars that kind of fall similar to that. We can maybe do a couple that are lighter, a little couple that are heavier, just to mix up the variety. But I want to make sure that the bulk are similar to XYZ. But I don't want to include XYZ. I want to include other cigars that are similar to that. And this is my budget. And I'll tell you what, I think that would be a really fun exercise, not just for you, but also for the tobacconist, especially if they know anything. If they don't know anything, then it could end up being a poor exercise for both of you. But if they know what they're talking about, it could be a really fun thing for both you and the tobacconist to do. So anyway, there you go. In terms of gift ideas for both the novice and the experienced smoker, we have a subscription to the Cigar Journal magazine. We have a CRA pack with a variety of different really badass exclusive good cigars. We have the Aladino box press gift set. I think that's just a very unique gift set. It's not something that you normally see with these Christmas gift sets where it's just, oh, here's a sampling and a lighter and a cutter. It's something different. And then obviously you could plan out and put together your own cigar advent calendar, which would give your loved one a lot of variety to choose from and to experience throughout the advent season, if you will. So anyway, those are my gift ideas for cigar smokers. Hopefully there was something in there that was useful to one of your loved ones. Maybe it's something that you hadn't considered, maybe that you want. Maybe you can, when somebody's asking you, what do you want for Christmas? You can say, I just heard about this and I think it's a good idea. Do this. Something. I don't know. It's just a public service announcement. So anyway, why don't we move on to this now? It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family-owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. Okay, guys, so this weekend, obviously, with Thanksgiving and, I don't make a big deal of it, but my birthday, I didn't really watch a whole lot. However, I did watch something. There was a 3-part documentary on Netflix called this is the Zodiac speaking. It's either this is the Zodiac speaking or this is Zodiac speaking. And it's all about the Zodiac killer out in California. And that, I'm not big into like true crime. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, true crime. But that specific case just fascinates the hell out of me. And I don't know what it is about that case that does just catch my interest. Maybe it's the fact that it's like, I mean, this dude is almost like a real life, ripped from the comic book pages supervillain. I mean, he's got the costume, the hood, you know, he's got the logo, the circle with the gun sight cross in it. You know, he's writing letters to the media and the police with ciphers and taunting them and threatening, you know, future crimes and things of that nature. I mean, this is a guy that you look at this and you're like, God, this is almost ripped from the pages of like a Batman comic book or something like that. But it's not a comic book. It's real life, and it actually happened, and legitimately, you know, people were injured and killed, and so it's scary in that regard. But at the same time, it's fascinating, and the fact that he was never caught was also very fascinating to me. Well, this documentary called This is Zodiac Speaking on Netflix. It's a 3-part documentary, and the long and short of it is they pretty much put out a very compelling theory that this one gentleman, and they name him like right from the start, is the Zodiac Killer, and they spend 3 episodes basically framing out the case as to why this guy is the Zodiac Killer. And in fact, they even have some folks that have spoken to this guy and have directly asked him, were you the Zodiac Killer? And one of them flat out said, like, he confessed to him. Now, again, it's hearsay. It is what it is. The gentleman is dead, so even if he is proven to be the Zodiac Killer through various means, you know, nature has taken its course and claimed him. And so, you know, he's facing you know, a higher judge at this point than anybody here. But the bottom line is, it was a really, really interesting documentary series, and I would recommend that. There's another one on there that I haven't watched. About JonBenet Ramsey. That one's getting a lot of attention lately. I can't say as I'm super interested in it. That case is just sad to me. It's pretty obvious that one of the parents did it. I mean, it feels that way anyway. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But there's a lot to be really, really sad about with that case. You know, these little girls getting dressed up like dolls and competing in these pageants and shit, and it's just the whole damn thing is sad. So I don't know. I don't know how interested I am in watching that one. But anyway, the Zodiac Killer one was really cool, and I highly recommend it. So there's that. Why don't we now go ahead and do this? It's time to fly high with Blackbird Cigars. Blackbird Cigars offers you remarkable quality using the most delicate and finest tobacco to always ensure that you're receiving unsurpassed cigars. Blackbird Cigars strives to give you undoubted repeating flavor for every cigar you smoke and impressive quality so that you can always expect greatness. Check out their website for a full list of stores carrying Blackbird Cigars and give them a test flight. Blackbird Cigars, can't clip our wings. All right. Hopefully those of you on YouTube and Rumble did not see that, and I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, so the Blackbird segment here. We're going to, as I was saying earlier, it's been cold. It's been very, very cold, and I've had to turn on my furnace at the house, and I've had to have my heat going. And that led me to a little bit of Googling, and I found out that a woman, an African-American woman named Alice H. Parker, invented the first American central heating system in 1919. Parker's invention included the idea of a central thermostat, a forced air gas furnace system, and a ductwork system. And her system was the one first one that used natural gas. And so she was inspired by the cold New Jersey winters and the need for a better way to stay warm other than just huddling around a stove. And her invention made it possible to more efficiently distribute heat through a home, ending the need for families to huddle around the fireplace. Her work played a key role in the development of modern home heating systems. Now, Alice Parker's heating furnace was essentially a rudimentary heat exchanger comprised of a series of separate mini furnaces. Each mini furnace would be connected to a common air exchanger that it created hot air from the combustion of natural gas, which would then be directed through ductwork through the entire house. And while natural gas was already in use for industrial heating applications and for lighting during this period, Parker's central heating furnace design is credited as the first use of natural gas for heating homes and offices. So be like Alice Parker and Blackbird Cigars, and don't let anybody clip your wings. I thought that was pretty cool, and I will say I found in Googling, I Googled, who invented, modern or home heating systems. And she came up. But the thing is, in doing a little bit of additional research, very little is known about Alice H. Parker. In fact, some of the photos of her, I say in quotes, of her are have been proven that it's not even her, that it's somebody else that it was misattributed to. And so this kind of falls into the category of forgotten history because, this woman in 1919 comes up with this. And the thing is, at that time, history just kind of overlooked her. She was kind of one of those forgotten, I'll just say it, she was one of those forgotten black inventors that got lost. And so it's really fascinating that she came up with this concept and idea, and she should get more praise and more, attention, but unfortunately she doesn't. So anyway, Alice Parker came up with the home heating system that we, or at least a part of it that we all enjoy today. So anyway, in terms of the show, let's talk socials for a moment. I'm available on Instagram at The Cigar Pulpit. I'm available on Facebook, where we have the Pulpit Parishioners group. You're going to want to get in on that, and I'll get to that in a minute. I'm on Twitter/X. I am on YouTube for right now. They haven't booted me yet. I'm going to continue to do my thing, and, one day they will. But for right now, I haven't been booted yet. I'm on Rumble, and things have been going very well over on Rumble. Guys, jump over to Rumble, because at some point I will get booted from YouTube. It's just a matter of time. So I'm going to keep harping this. Head over to Rumble, sign up for Rumble, and follow me on Rumble. And then if you are somebody who uses Spotify for listening to the show, I am doing Spotify video now. So you have your choice of listening either auditory or by audio, or you can watch it on the video. And then I do need your calls for the Ask the Pulpit episodes. You can call the Ask the Pulpit hotline at area code 863-874-0000. That's 863-874-0000. Now, big announcement. I am now taking nominations for the 2024 Parishioners Cigars of the Year. I'm trying. It's one of those things I kept, putting off. Oh, I need to make it a Google Doc. I need to do this. I need to do that. And finally, it's like, screw it. I'm just going to do it this way. So, if you are in the Pulpit Parishioners group on Facebook, I have put up a post. I have pinned it, in the group. Just comment on that post and list off what cigars you think should be nominated for Cigar of the Year. I have put that post over on Instagram. If you go to my Instagram page, The Cigar Pulpit on Instagram, you can find that post. You can comment on there. tell me in the comments on that post what cigars should be nominated for Cigar of the Year. Also, you can email me, Nick, N-I-C-K, at cigarpulpit.com. And if you don't have Facebook or Instagram, if you're not a social media person, you can just directly email me at nick@cigarpulpit.com. Tell me what cigars you think should be nominated for Cigar of the Year. From there, I will compile all of the nominations. Today, as I record this, is December the 2nd. I think I'm probably going to give you through, I'm thinking maybe end of day on screw it. I'll give you through end of day on Sunday the 15th, Sunday December 15th, to get me those nominations. So that gives you just a little, right at about 2 weeks. That gives you right at about 2 weeks to get me those nominations for Cigar of the Year. So get your nominations in, and once I get the nominations in, I will put together a ballot, and then the ballot will be posted all over the place. You can go on there, you can vote, and once the voting takes place, at that point, we've got the list, and I can start unveiling the 2024 Cigars of the Year. Not going to do 25 this year, just because it's just it's that was an exercise in futility. But because it was one of those things where, any that list could have shifted with just a couple of votes one way or the other. Once you get past like number 11. So I'm thinking that I'll probably just stick to maybe at best listing off the top 10 and all that. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see how it all goes. Bottom line, you can go and make your nominations now. So again, head over to either the Facebook Parishioners group or my Instagram if you have social media and you want to do it that way. Or you can email me at nick@cigarpulpit.com and submit your nominations that way. Those are the only 3 ways I'm going to take nominations. I am not going to be just going around all over Hell's Half Acre collecting nominations from different social media sites. So if you put it in the comments on YouTube or the comments on Rumble or Twitter or wherever, I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to count it. So if you want it counted, Facebook, Instagram, or my email are the only 3 places where I will be looking and collecting them up when the time comes. So get in on the fun and nominate your favorite cigars from here. Now, in terms of our rules, in terms of that, I don't really hold any sort of hard and fast, like had to come out this year or anything like that. I mean, people typically tend to have a little bit of recency bias that comes into play. So you tend to get newer cigars listed, which is fine. That's good. But it's not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily have to be that. The other thing I will say is when you are nominating, it's nice to nominate, this one specific obscure brand that only you've heard of. But, maybe keep in mind that if nobody's heard of it, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's not going to make it too far in the process and whatever. I mean, I'm not I guess I shouldn't discourage you from nominating anybody. I'm just saying that, sometimes you get some of these really obscure things that come along and it doesn't go very far, but whatever. And I would say that limited editions kind of fall into that category. Some limited editions are so limited that, like if you were to put up like the Fuente Padron collaboration that came out this year, I mean, okay, you can nominate it, but is anybody going to actually vote for it? Because has anybody listening to my show, have you actually smoked it? I mean, there might be a very small, extraordinarily small subset of people that have smoked that cigar. So, you can nominate it, but I don't feel like that's going to fly very far. on that list. But whatever. Feel free. Nominate whatever you want. Like I said, Facebook Parishioners Group, Instagram, or my email. You can post comments to the posts in either of those two spots, or you can email me directly. Anyway, with that being said, final thought on the Rocky Patel Dark Star. I dig it. I'm talking a lot, so it's kind of having some slight bit of burn issues here at the end, just because I'm talking a lot and not giving it a lot of attention. But it's smoking well. It's got a little bit of earthiness, a little bit of nuttiness to it. It's a good cigar. I dig it. I don't remember what the price point on it is, but I don't feel like it was outrageous. And it's not bad for a Rocky Patel cigar. It's not bad. I mean, I shouldn't say that. He obviously has his fans and his fan base. It's not that I necessarily have had Rocky Patel cigars that I'm like saying, oh, they're garbage. It's just I haven't really had one that's just like, oh my God, that is like one of the best cigars I've ever had. They're okay. This one's not bad. This one's pretty good. I would smoke this again. Let's put it that way. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening. And otherwise, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpits. Hit the button. I'm Nick. Why wouldn't the end of the show start or go like the beginning of the show did, where it's just a mess? Anyway, I'm Nick. Everybody stay safe and stay smoky. Later, guys.